Alright, man, what's going on YouTube, man? It's Gary Richards on Fan TV, man. Back at another video. Like the content of this video, go smash that like button. Like the content of this channel, go ahead and subscribe, man. Look, as you can see, we got a special guest here today. My brother-in-law, man, my guy right here. Came down from Detroit, well, from Flint. Came down from Flint to watch his Lions. I just want him to give a couple of thoughts about the game, and then, I ain't gonna have him stay the whole time. I ain't gonna rub it in on him like that. I ain't gonna do that to him. Just have him give a couple of thoughts about the game, and before we get into the Ravens section of it, man. So what's up, man? How you feeling?
Man, it was a rough game from show from the Lions standpoint. I think the better team on today won the game. I think that we're still good, man. I mean, y'all whooped us from start to finish. It ain't even no way around that. Definitely not something that I was anticipating or thinking would happen, but. It's all good. It's all good. Hopefully we see y'all again at some point. So we'll see.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that, I was when I did my preview, I predicted the Ravens 27, Lions 23. So I was expecting a really tight game, back and forth kind of event. So I don't think this is like an indictment of who the Lions are or anything like that. It's just one of them days, I think the Lions still will win the division, and it's going to be a good season for the Lions, But today, you ran into a buzzsaw, it's what happens sometimes, you know what I'm saying?
I think there was a lot of buzz around Suggs going into the Ring of Honor, man. And the guys
that's true.
They fought extra hard today, man. So I can't be mad at that. The one thing I did notice and appreciate Ravens fans, man, some great people, man. So
sure.
Ran into some great fans out there, which was super exciting. If I ever had to pick a second team, I could see it being Ravens, but. That probably ain't gonna ever happen. But yeah, so no, Lions Nation still, man, stand up, man. We'll bounce back next Monday. Keep fighting, keep doing what we do. So, no doubt.
So, guys, my birthday is next Saturday. So him being right here, that's a gift to me to come on camera, saying this about the Ravens and the Lions game. So, hey, show him some love in the comments. Like, give him a couple comments, man. You know what I mean?
I've been trying to get on this podcast for so long, man.
Yeah,
I guess. Just took him to.
Today was the perfect opportunity.
Nah, it wasn't the best, man. So I'll see y'all again.
But hey, thank you, man. I appreciate you. All right, man. Have a safe flight, and hey, maybe we'll see y'all again.
Yeah.
All right.
Happy birthday, man.
All right, man. I appreciate it. Hey, man. All right. So look, give y'all the angle that y'all more used to right here, right? So, beautiful game by the Ravens today. So I want to say thank you, man, to my guy Aaron, man. Coming out here, supporting. Obviously, he wanted to see his team play, obviously. But, listen, man, the Ravens fans showed him a lot of love today. Showed a lot of Lions fans in general love today. It was a great atmosphere. And the Ravens they dominated today. So let's get into the game. Let's talk about the game, all right? Man, a lot of thoughts running through my head right now. The first thought is the fact that this is the Ravens team that we've been waiting to see. All right. First thought is offensive explosion. Okay. When we talk about the Ravens putting it together for all four quarters, when we talk about running the football, passing the football, we talk about red zone efficiency. Okay. The Ravens get down, I believe, go 4 for 4 in the red zone in the first half. All right. So we're talking about something that plagued them the last 2 weeks. Got it right. All right. It looked like the Ravens are their first month of the season where the red zone was a green zone for them because they was getting in the end zone. They got back to that. All right. I thought it was beautiful from the start to the finish. Okay, so how can we start this off, right? We're going to talk about Lamar Jackson. I mean, honestly, we're going to talk about Lamar, but let's talk about some of the other skill position players or offensive players in general. Then we'll work our way back to QB1. Okay. First of all, big shout out to the offensive line. All right, this matchup. The Lions have a great offensive line. They also have a pretty good defensive line. And the Lions defensive line, Aiden Hutchinson in particular, couldn't really get anything going today. I don't think we called his name once. Ravens might have given up 1 sack on the day. Okay, so that's impressive. Secondly, you want to talk about push off the ball, all right? Let's talk about what the Ravens did in the running game, all right? Gus Edwards had 14 carries, 64 yards, 4.6 yards to carry. Justice Hill had 4 carries for 46 yards, 11.5 yards to carry. Lamar Jackson carried it 9 times for 36 yards, 4 yards to carry. Obviously, some of that for Lamar scrambles, but we get the point here. The Ravens got great push from the offensive line. Great push. Okay, now let's talk about the receivers, right? Gus Edwards catching an 80-yard pass, right? In the second half, we don't see Gus getting involved in the pass game very often, right? Even though that pass was a little weird because it was kind of like a play action, and Gus just kind of leaks out, right? But anyway, he makes the play. All right, Zay Flowers was phenomenal, man. Finding soft spots in the zone, knowing where to be, and just making the plays when they come available to him. Odell Beckham, great plays across the board. Mark Andrews, multiple touchdowns today. The Ravens offense put it together in full, okay? Rashad Bateman, right? Rashad Bateman got cooking, I think it was on the second drive of the game for the Ravens, right? We love to see him get going, get that confidence going. The Ravens have a full arsenal of weapons, right? So listen, I'm not telling you, once again, when we have these conversations about the Ravens wide receivers, Ravens weapons, I'm comfortable where the Ravens are at when it comes to weapons. I really am. Lamar's going to do his thing, and this is a talented group of receivers, pass catchers, however you want to describe it, as long as they catch the football, right? And listen, besides that 1 week in Pittsburgh, the Ravens receivers have not had an issue catching the football. So I'm not worried about these guys. I'm just not. Until that changes, I'm just not worried about these guys. I love what he did out there. They were getting open. Lamar was finding them. It looked like the Lions today was playing a lot of zone, and Ravens was just picking that apart. Okay, so now let's get back to QB1. Okay, Lamar Jackson was phenomenal today. I mean, I believe he had a perfect passer rate, 158.3. Yes, he did. Perfect passer rating. 21 of 27, 357 yards, 17 yards per completion, 3 touchdowns. And we mentioned his work on the ground, also adding a touchdown on the ground. So 4 touchdowns for Lamar Jackson today. And a completely dominating performance, all right? Any kind of pass you want him to hit over the top, sidearm, short, intermediate, he hit it all today, okay? I talked about Zay Flowers. That first pass on opening drive to Zay Flowers where he finds him open in the zone. This is a great ball, man. Especially being in the stadium, seeing it. You get to see him layer over the linebackers right in front of the safety. It's a beautiful pass by Lamar Jackson. Zay Flowers does the rest, catch and run. All right. These are the kind of plays that Lamar Jackson is capable of, and he's been doing it the entire season. All right. For me, I'll probably talk about it more tomorrow, but Lamar Jackson is the MVP favorite for me. All right, he's just that guy that he elevates the entire roster, he elevates the entire team. When he's out there, you have a shot to win. And when the Ravens have put an offense around him that truly fits and elevates his skill set, we're seeing the best of Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson's one of the few players where truly I see him come back every season a better player than he was the year before. All right, he's one of the few guys where you can look at his MVP form of 2019, right? That was the MVP form. We talk about it a lot, okay? We do. But he's a significantly better player now than he was when he was the MVP. And that's a scary thought. It's a really, really scary thought. So I know a lot of Ravens fans, when I did a preview, were saying that, the national media, they're going to describe the Lions, say, hey, the Lions are who we thought they were, and that's like that about, and try to downplay the Ravens' victory. I'll say 2 things about that, okay? One, don't listen to that, honestly. I mean, who cares what they really think, right? And when I kind of refuted the point in the comments, it was more about I don't really listen to the first takes and the first things first and those kind of guys. They're into sensationalism kind of media, right? They don't really care about what's going on the field, right? If you want to listen to guys like, The Athletic, or even some guys on ESPN, NFL on ESPN, when they do that kind of show with like Orlovsky and Ryan Clark and those guys who actually watch the game more than, just trying to get the clickbait headline, they'll respect this Ravens win. They won't try to downplay it. I can guarantee that, all right? They'll talk about the Ravens dominating fashion in this victory against a team that is probably still the 3rd best team in the NFC, right? You got the Eagles, you got the 49ers. The Lions are right there in that mix for them, all right? I'm not going to see them kind of try and diminish that. If Stephen A. and Shannon Sharp and, your Nick Rice and whatever, they want to diminish it, go ahead. I don't really care what they think. That's not important to me, okay? This Ravens offense, led by Lamar Jackson, we saw what they can do when they put it together for an extended period of time. This is what they can be, all right? When they're aggressive down the field constantly, when they're attacking, all right, instead of being, reactive, all right? So I love what I saw. And I'm not going to get out of here without mentioning the defense, all right? This defense, all we heard about was the Lions have a top 5 offense. However you want to slice the Lions are a great offense. Okay, I get they will miss David Montgomery, which is their power back, who kind of helps them establish that run game. But at the end of the day, the Ravens whooped them up front. All right, defensive line got after it. Let's go ahead and look at the sacks. I believe the Ravens had another 5 sacks on the day. Arthur Millette 1, Kyle Van Noy 2, Odafe Owe 1, Justin Madubuike 1. Okay, so a couple things here. Kyle Van Noy has been an inspired sign. All right, 2 sacks. One of the sacks he kind of just pushed Jared Goff out of bounds, but he's behind line of scrimmage, so that counts. But still, at the end of the day, Kyle Van Noy, great signing. Odafe Owe had a great move, got the sack, right, and got a strip sack too. Now the Ravens didn't recover that fumble, but still, great play by Odafe Owe. Justin Madubuike continue to do what he does best, all right, which is rush the passer and really push that pocket. And Arthur Millette, right? Arthur Millette was a guy that I was down on a little bit last week, but if I'm being honest, he's had some really, really good games in the slot for the Ravens. All right, I believe this is his 2nd sack of the year. I think he had a sack. No, I know he had a sack versus Pittsburgh. And today he was all over the field making tackles, making plays in coverage. The Ravens really did what they needed to do, right? And when I talked about the preview, right, I talked about the key matchups, right? Amon St. Brown versus Marlon Humphrey, Sam Laporta versus Kyle Hamilton, all right? Now, Amon got his numbers, right? He did. So we're going to look at Amon 19 targets, 13 catches, 102 yards. But if we're being honest here, when the game was in the balance, first half 28-0, before the Ravens started playing soft coverage and letting the Lions, get these kind of catches, Amon-Ra was not a big factor in the game, right? Now, all of that, like I said, was not on Marlon Humphrey. The Ravens didn't, Marlon didn't travel with him, nothing like that. But when he lined up with him, it was pretty good coverage, all right? So that was a good matchup. Sam Laporta ended up with 6 of 52, but kind of the same thing. When the game was in the balance, it wasn't much of Sam Laporta. I saw Kyle Hamilton on him multiple times, playing great coverage on Sam Laporta. So those key matchups came to fruition for the Ravens and helped propel them to victory, all right? Roquan Smith-Patrick is still a beast in the middle of the field. This is a Ravens team where we finally saw. I'm gonna keep saying the phrase "put it together" because that's really what this was. We saw a Ravens team where the offense was lights out and the defense was lights out. We haven't really seen that together before, right? It's usually one side is doing this, other side is doing that. But when they come together and both sides are playing lights out football, the Ravens are a top 5 team in the NFL. Forget just the AFC, forget just the NFC, in the NFL. All right, the Ravens can play with anyone. So that's why I said this game versus the Lions, it didn't worry me. Not because I don't respect the Lions. I think they're a really, really good team. All right, but the Ravens played up to their competition. Right, so when the Lions come into town with a 5-1 record, the Ravens were going to be ready for this game. So I have no surprises that the Ravens were ready to play. Now, I am surprised about the margin of victory. Of course I am. But the fact that the Ravens were ready to play, came out with that intensity and that vigor, that doesn't surprise me at all. And T. Sizzle going into the Ring of Honor, which is ice on the cake on top of that. So really, really great game for the Ravens. Really great game for Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson, that narrative of, make Lamar Jackson pass and we're going to win. I saw a Lions fan say that on Twitter. And they're roasting, they're killing that guy for saying that. But anyway, that narrative needs to go away. All right, that narrative hasn't been accurate since the Chargers game when Lamar was a rookie. All right, but somehow that narrative has still followed him 5 years later. That narrative has been long down the tube in the drain. All right, Lamar Jackson is just as effective as with his arm as he is with his legs, maybe even more so with his arm. Okay, beautiful win, 38-6, man. Nothing to complain about. Just soaking the victory, and the Ravens need to take this same intensity and focus and bring it to the Cardinals next week and blow the Cardinals out. Don't come back with a lazy, lackadaisical performance versus a team that you should beat coming off of a high versus a really, really good team. That's what I don't want to see. But like I said, we're not going to complain. We're going to enjoy this victory. And give me your thoughts in the comments, man. But it's Gary Root, another Fan TV. I'm out.